into a corner of my screen and it will be easily readable. Hello and welcome to this year's student members meeting. I'm Theo, the Student Council Chair, and I'll be chairing this meeting. We received no proposals for discussion from members for this meeting. Can all members please note the code of conduct which is being posted in the comments and be respectful of each other and the speakers. Please also note that this meeting is being recorded and will be published on the SU website. Here's the agenda for today. First of all, we're going to ratify the minutes of the previous members meeting. Then it's receiving the report of the trustees and financial statements for year end July 20. Approve the list of affiliations, open questions to the trustees, and then meeting will be closed. The minutes and video of the last meeting can be found under the student voice tab on the website. I'm not sure if anyone's at the last meeting, but we'll take them as ratified unless I hear otherwise. And I will now pass you over to Sally Davies, the Interim Chief Executive of the SU, to talk through the report.
Okay, thanks, Theo. So we are a charitable incorporated organisation, which means that we abide by charity regulations, and you can find our financial information on the Charity Commission website. And that was the latest trustees report and statutory accounts, which are for year end in July 23. And then we've got some slides where we're going to just explain where our income comes from and where our income was spent, what categories of expenditure we incurred as a union in furtherance of our charitable objectives on the next couple of slides, I believe. Okay, so you can see there that the Students' Union only really has one source of income, which is grants from the two universities, which are our parent institutions. So you can see there that Falmouth contributed £600,000 worth of grant income to the Students' Union last year, which was 62% of our income, and Exeter 367,000 plus a little bit, which was 38% of our income. Unlike a lot of other students' unions, we don't have any commercial services. We don't have any grants from other grant-making bodies like the local authority or trusts and foundations, so that is our only source of income. And then the next slide shows how that was allocated during the year. So we spent £61,500 on student advice, which is helping students with academic and disciplinary issues in the university, alongside any issues they may have with housing and their more general student lifestyle. Our central services is the part of the organisation that looks after the central functions. So that's things like senior leadership, HR, finance, specialist advice and support, things like insurance, and then our National Union of Students affiliation and our BUCS, which is the British University and Colleges Sports Organisation, which some of our sports teams take part in their competitions. So all that comes out of that central pot. We have a governance pot of about 126,000, which is primarily the cost of employing the 4 elected student representatives who also form part of the trustee board. They represent your views and opinions and interests to the universities and the wider community, and it's their job to make sure that the union is acting in the interests of you as the student members. We spent £112,000 on student voice. This is very much around the academic representation system, collecting feedback from students on their academic experience and their broader student experience and feeding it back to the two universities. Student engagement was newly created during the year that we're looking at, and that was primarily to provide opportunities for students to devise their own projects and operate a range of activities on and off campus. Communications is primarily focused on the cost of maintaining our digital platform, which is a good way of us basically enabling students to participate in things. Obviously, some of you will be aware that not all of our students are on campus or learn at Falmouth and Exeter in person. Some of our students are online, so it gives them an opportunity to stay up to date with things. And then also we'll have a number of activities involving communications and engagement campaigns during the course of the year, which are funded out of that pot. So those are the main categories of expenditure, and you can see there how we've allocated the income that we looked at on the previous slide across those categories. This meeting, we're required also to look at affiliations. So this is again required by law, the Education Act. So the National Union of Students costs us about £20,000 a year. We're part of the National Union of Students because they articulate the student voice nationally on issues of importance to students, to government and other sector bodies. And we also benefit from then kind of arranging sector consultations on things like the recent freedom of speech legislation. They've been primary mover in us being able to brief ourselves on the changes and the implications of those for us, and then collating the views of students' unions and feeding them back to the relevant bodies. And then, as I explained previously, the British University and Colleges Sport is the organisation that arranges inter-university sports competitions, and some of our sports teams, which are operated through the Students' Union, will play in their competitions. So both of those things the Student Union feels are important to give our members the best opportunity, but we're required to let you know that we are affiliated to those things and to give you an opportunity to express an opinion about it. Okay, back to you, Theo, I think.
Hopefully if I mute myself first. Thank you, Kerry. Please note the list of affiliations is NUS and BUCS, and these will be taken as ratified, given no one had anything to say. Finally, as the slide says, open questions to the trustees. If you have a question, please turn on your camera, raise a hand. As we didn't receive any topics for discussion, all questions must be related to the trustees report. If you have any other kinds of questions or types of questions, please feel free to drop into the SU office or email a member of SU staff.
I think that means there's no questions, so I'll stop recording now.
Before we do that, Karen,
Yep.
can we just note that the full version of the trustees report and accounts, which is required by charity law, you don't have to log on to the Charity Commission website to download a copy of that. You can also get a copy from the Students' Union by emailing a member of staff or popping into the office. We'll provide you with a copy, and if that generates any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, they're available on the website as well, our website. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop sharing now.